hip flexor stretch. So to stretch out the hip flexors, the group of muscles that run across the front of our hip here, we're going to go into a split stance, 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, with about 90 degrees at each knee, and the toes turned under at the back. Nice and tall through the torso, and then we're going to try and tilt the hips. So I'm not just pushing the hips forward and backwards, I'm holding onto my pelvis like it was a bowl, and I'm going to imagine I'm tilting that bowl backwards, like I'm trying to tilt water out the back of the bowl. So I'm going to hold my pelvis, and I'm going to try and get that tilt there. So not this way, that way. Almost like you're trying to tuck your bum under, or like you're trying to flatten out your lower back, rather than arching the back in more. I'm going to tilt it the other way, and I'm going to hold that tilt on. To help solidify that tilt, I'm going to squeeze my bum as well. Then I'm just going to breathe through it, nice and tall, tilt held on, breathing through it, and hopefully getting that nice stretch down the front of the hips there, maybe even travelling down the thigh as well. We're going to breathe through that. Now if you need a little bit more from the stretch, if it eases off and you want to get a bit more, as you breathe out, you can drive forward slightly. You don't need that much movement because we want to keep the hip tilt on. We don't want to drive so far forward that we lose that hip tilt and the lower back arch is in. So we're going to keep that tilt, hold the stretch, breathe through it, and if you need a bit more stretch, you're going to drive slightly further forward into it. Hip flexor stretch.